A pleasant day to all of you. This is your Prof. Sir Dan. And in this video, we are going to discuss the continuation of dissolution. As we have learned, dissolution is the change in ownership of the partnership. And we are going to discuss part 2. And part 2 is about admission of new partner. And case 1, new partner to buy capital interest from existing partners. Okay? Let us move on. So we are going to discuss the admission of a partner, and there are two ways of admitting a new partner. The first one is the new partner to buy from existing partners. Okay? And the second one is the new partner to invest in the partnership. In this lecture video, we are going to discuss the first way of admitting a new partner, which is the new partner buying from existing partner. And the second way, wherein the new partner to invest in the partnership, will be discussed in the next lecture video. Okay. So if the new partner will buy from existing partner, the transaction is between the new partner and the existing partner who is selling his or her interest. For example, this is the new partner, okay? And then using the accounting equation, the equity side, to illustrate the equity side using the accounting equation, we have Pedro, equity of 500,000 or Pedro's capital at 500,000 and Juan's capital at 300,000. So the total of the partnership equity or capital is 800,000. Okay? So here the transaction is between the new partner and existing partner. So the new partner will buy, okay, from Pedro or from Juan. Oh, by the way, the profit and loss ratio based on the capital structure is 62.5% and 37.5%. So here, the new partner will buy from Pedro, or the new partner can buy from Juan, or from both of them, okay? Assuming that the new partner will buy 20% from Pedro's interest. So in this case, the 20% of Pedro's interest is equivalent to 100,000 because Pedro has 500,000 and 20% of that is equivalent to 100,000. Okay? So, in the agreement between the new partner and Pedro, the new partner will pay Pedro 120,000. So what will be the accounting consideration in that? So class, the difference between the interest purchased, which is 20% from Pedro, which is equivalent to 100,000, and the payment made by the new partner, which is 120,000, does not affect the partnership because the transaction is between Pedro and the new partner. So the transfer of capital interest from Pedro to new partner is based on interest purchased and not on payment. So the interest purchased here is 100,000, okay? Partnership has nothing to do with the amount paid to Pedro. Remember that, class. Partnership has nothing to do with the amount paid to Pedro. So in this case, the excess of 20,000, this is on the personal account of Pedro, okay? The partnership has nothing to do with that. So in this situation, we will be transferring 100,000 to the new partner, okay? And Pedro's capital will now only be 400,000, okay? So in this case, class, there will be a change in partner's equity, but the total equity will not change. There was a change in the ownership now. The new partner will have 100,000. Pedro will only have 400,000 and Juan will remain to have 300,000. So the total equity will remain at 800,000. Okay? There's no change. But there will be a change in the profit and loss ratio. Okay? For the selling, uh, for the uh, for the partners. Okay, there will be a change in the profit and loss ratio for the selling and new partners. Okay, so with this, the profit and loss ratio will be, initially they have 62.5% and 37.5%. Once the capital was not affected, so the profit and loss ratio of Juan will remain at 37.5%. Okay, and for Pedro, okay, it will be at 50% because the 100,000 was bought by the new partner, and that the equivalent of that percentage, 100,000 over 800,000 is 12.5%. So the 12.5% is now owned by the new partner. Okay. So take note, class. Assets of the partnership will not change. There will be no change here in the assets because it was only the movement in the ownership between the new partner and the selling and the existing partner who is selling his or her interest. Okay? Let us move on, class. Let us have an illustration, and we will illustrate again in the what do you call this actual amounts that the new partner is buying from existing partner, and we are going to use the PJ partnership that we had used before. Okay, the PJ partnership has adjusted the statement of financial position to reflect the asset revaluation, and at the same time, with the asset revaluation, as we have discussed, and with the distribution of profit and closing of the drawing accounts, so there were changes in the capital structure. Okay, and here the total asset is 1,404,000, and total liabilities and equity is likewise 1,404,000. So class, before admitting a new partner, the partnership should first update their statement of financial position to reflect the updated capital structure of the existing partners. Like in this case, their capital structure has changed because there was an asset revaluation. Their capital structure has increased because of the distribution of profit. Oh, by the way, there is a slight change in the profit and loss ratio from 62.75% and 32 point, is it 62 from the beginning? Let us take a look. What was the initial capital? 37.5. Okay, this is and 62.5. Okay, so from 62.5, there was a slight change because the previous withdrawal was not exactly on the rate of the capital contribution. So there was a slight change when there was a closing of drawing account to capital. So now the updated profit and loss ratio based on this capital contribution or updated structure of their capital is now at 63% and 37%. Okay? So first we are going to illustrate case 1A, new partner to buy from one existing partner. So here our new partner is Jose, and then Jose will buy from Pedro. And we know that Pedro has a capital of 772,500 and Jose is going to buy 30%. Okay? 30% of 772,500, that will be 231,750. So there will be a reduction of 231,750 from Pedro's capital, and that will be the interest to be transferred to Jose. Okay, so in effect, Pedro will only have 540,750 left on his capital. Okay, so now Jose will now have 231,750 and Pedro's capital will be reduced to 540,750. However, take note that the total of this will remain at 1,226,000. So with this admission of Jose, there will be a change in the profit and loss ratio. Okay, so 540,750 over 1,226,000, that will give you 44.10%. 453,500 over 1,226,000 will give you still the same at 37%. And 231,750 over 1,226,000 will give you 18.9%. So this is now the new profit and loss ratio. Okay, let us move on. Same thing, class. We will be used the same thing, but here we are going to illustrate a situation wherein case 1B, where a new partner to buy from both partners. So here Jose is going to buy from Pedro and from Juan. And Pedro's capital, as you have learned, it's 772,500 and Juan 453,500. Okay, that's the capital after the accounting considerations on asset revaluation and distribution of profit. Okay, so here Jose is going in this assumption. Jose is going to buy 20% from Pedro, and the equivalent of 20% is 154,500. So it will be given to Jose. And then if Jose will buy 10% from Juan, the equivalent of 10% is 45,350. So Juan, there will be a reduction from Juan, and that reduction will be given to Pedro. So in this case, but I'm sorry, to Jose, that reduction will be given to Jose. So here, Pedro's capital balance after selling to Jose will be 618,000, and Juan's balance after selling to Jose will be 408,150, and Jose will have 199,850. This is the total amount purchased from Pedro and Juan. Okay. Whatever the amount paid by Jose to Pedro and to Juan, it will not be reflected in the partnership. If Jose purchased higher amounts to Pedro and Juan or lower amounts, then it will not be recorded in the books of the partnership. The difference will be to be bore or shouldered by Pedro and Juan. Okay? So here, Pedro will have 618,000, Juan will have 408,150, and Jose will have 199,850. So the total of this will remain as is at 1,226,000. So with this capital structure, computing the profit and loss based on this capital structure, we will have this uh, profit and loss ratio. Okay? Okay, class, that's it. And let me illustrate with you some problems that you might be experiencing in our quizzes or assessments. Okay. Here we have this Salvador and Sanchez are partners with capital balances of 400,000 and 200,000 respectively. They share profits in the ratio of 3:1. Okay. So, class, take note that the ratio is not based on the capital balances. Okay. So if the profit ratio is given, we have to use the profit ratio, the given profit ratio. However, if the profit ratio is not given and the capital balances are given, then we have to compute the profit ratio based on the capital balances. So in this case, we will be using the given profit ratio, which is 3:1. So the first situation is that Castro will be admitted as new partner by purchasing directly one-fourth of each partner's interest in the partnership for 150,000. So Castro is buying one-fourth of each partner for 150,000. Okay. Required, calculate the following: capital interest to be purchased, record the transfer of interest, and compute the new profit and loss ratio based on the revised capital structure. Now here, we are required to present the profit and loss ratio based on the capital structure. Okay? So here, class, what we have to do in presenting our solution, we have first to get the details of the problem. First, let us get the existing partners, Salvador and Sanchez, profit and loss ratio. In this, they do have a profit and loss ratio of 3:1. Okay? It is given. And then let us get the capital balances. So by the way, in terms of percentage, this will be 75%, 25%. And let us get the capital balances, the existing capital structure, which is 400 for Salvador and Sanchez 200,000. Okay, now let us consider, so the total of this capital structure is 600,000. Let us now admit Castro as the new partner. So we have here Castro, and Castro is going to purchase, the capital interest to be purchased by Castro is one-fourth of each partner. So one-fourth of 400,000 is 100,000. And one-fourth of 200,000 is 50,000. So that is the amount, okay, to be credited to Castro as the new partner. Because one-fourth, okay, and the amount that he paid is exactly the amount of interest that that was given to him. Okay. So the entry to record the purchase of Castro is that we will deduct the capital of the existing partner and give the interest purchased by Castro amounting to 150,000. So here, class, if we are going to determine the revised capital structure, Salvador will have 300,000, Sanchez will have 150,000, and Castro will have 150,000 for a total of 600,000. Always take note, class, that in the buying of The admission of new partner through buying from existing partners would there will be no changes in the total equity. Take note of that. So if we will get the profit and loss ratio, because here the requirement is that the new profit and loss ratio will be based on the revised capital structure. So here now we will be computing the P&L based on the capital structure. So 300 over 600 will give you 50%, 150,000 over 600,000 will give you 25%. Okay? So this will now be the revised profit and loss ratio. Okay, class. So we will be using the same given, but we will change certain these to the conditions in admitting Castro. So from here we will change it here. Castro will be admitted as new partner by purchasing directly 50% of Salvador's capital interest for 160,000. And we will still retain the same requirement. So here, okay, so what we are going to change is the capital interest to be purchased. Okay, in this situation, 50% of Salvador. So Salvador has 400,000, so 50% of that is 200,000. And Castro did not purchase anything from Sanchez. So the new partner Castro will be given 200,000. Take note, class, that Castro only paid Salvador 160,000. So the difference, the 40,000 difference, will not be recorded in partnership book because the transaction is between Castro and Salvador. Okay? So in that case, Salvador bore the loss of 40,000. So with the revised capital structure, we will have it here. Oh, by the way, this is entry. We debit Salvador capital of 200,000 because that is the amount to be given to the new partner, and credit Castro capital at 200,000. So in this case, the revised capital structure will be Salvador at 200,000, Sanchez, there was no change at 200,000, and Castro will be given 200,000. Since the requirement is that the new profit and loss ratio based on the revised capital structure, so we will be presenting our profit and loss ratio 1/3 each for each partner. Okay? Now, class, let us change this situation. Now, the condition now will be Castro will be admitted as new partner by purchasing directly 100% of Sanchez capital. The Sanchez capital interest for 250,000. So we will retain the given, and here we will change the capital interest to be purchased. Okay, nothing for Salvador, but 100%. So 100% of Sanchez interest is 200,000. So we will be Castro will be purchasing 200,000 in the 200,000 interest of Sanchez, and Castro will be getting the 200,000. So even though that Castro paid Sanchez 250,000, okay, he will still just get the interest that was purchased. So in this case, the revised capital structure, to record this, Sanchez capital is debited and Castro capital is credited at 200,000. So the revised capital structure will be like this. And the revised profit and loss ratio, because that is what is given, will be 66.67% for Salvador, nothing anymore for Sanchez. He's no longer a partner, and 33.33% to Castro. Okay? Okay, class, if you have questions, please let me know. And at this time, have a nice day.